her friend, them not for say another line. I just my little Nike did that the road at the time. But true, me no big label, she no really want my wine. She would have take me cash, but to give back, she not so kind. Is a man number she give me, tell me what make she stop. Them gal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked. Them gal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked. I don't know how them so wicked, why them so wicked, but I know say them gal are wicked. Them gal are wicked.
I like to your Kobayashi. Everybody a dominate a rhythm, rocket rhythm. But you see me? Now I'm my time. Jesus Christ. You ready? You get me? Tell me. She pick me pocket. She pick me pocket. She swift like rocket. She swift like rocket. She pick me pocket. She pick me pocket. She swift like rocket. She swift like rocket. She pick me pocket. She pick me pocket. You know when she do Kobayashi? You know
WEFM, the universe sound. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You know that song be?
You want smiling. Nice study.
You know that song be?
You alone smiling this morning.
It is 9:21 and welcome to our Talk to Me segment of Open From. If you where you call in and we discuss anything that you want to discuss this morning. Number to call is 457-9997. Also the number to WhatsApp 457-9997. We're live on YouTube and Facebook this morning. What is the topic this morning, you may ask? Good question. What is the topic?
Why you sound so hyper, Ari?
Because you're wicked.
Who is wicked?
What
is my name?
Them gal are wicked.
What is my name?
They're wicked. They're wicked. They're wicked. No, listen, this is why men just be like Jack Sparrow. Take what you can, give nothing back. Because what? In case you're wondering what we're talking about, there was a video that made its rounds on social media last night with good old pal there, Ivan, expressing, I think it was like 6 minutes long. About 6 minutes long, him expressing a situation that he had gone through where he, long and short of it is, he seemed to have been involved with a certain young lady and he had been providing for her financially and he apparently made her groceries and such things only to meet her in the embrace of a man in her home.
Of another man.
Of another man. Of another man. It's alleged that it's a friend of the station, but I don't know that for a fact, so I can't say. But what are your thoughts on it, Roleza? You've seen the video. What are your thoughts?
I looked at the video. Listen, I can't even laugh. These affairs, no. Well, I know. It is comical, yes, in a sense. But when it comes to affairs of the heart, like I take them seriously because I don't ever want to have to find myself in a position or again with this kind of situation. I do feel it for the gentleman, and as he kept saying, you know, women, if you know that you're not into a man like that, please don't use them. That's the essence of what the video is.
Don't take the man money if you don't want the man.
Don't use them. And I'm in agreement, right? I know that sometimes persons will be quick to flip and say, well, man this and man that, right? But we're not dealing with that. We're talking to women specifically this morning, right? And I'm in agreement with him. I have never been one to listen, if I don't even like somebody back, I'm not even allowing them to continue to talk to me on a particular kind of level, much less to accept anything from them. You know, and I think in no shape or form is any sort of is there any justification for retaliatory action, right? But I think sometimes that some women, they need to know that you cannot just be out there using a man, right? You should not be out there just using a man. But I also want to say another thing to Ivan, right? Ivan, I think you would have seen these signs, right? You cannot tell me that you're in a relationship with somebody, they live by themselves or they have a home or whatever, and you're in a relationship with them and you cannot go to their home. That by itself is a red flag. All right. So as much as you might have been blinded by this Sandra woman, I think to yourself, you would have realized that something was up. It just happened that you get to confirm it yesterday, but you would have realized. And I think many times too many persons, You know that this person probably not being faithful to you. You know that they're cheating. You know that something not seeming right, but you're ignoring it. And I think that is what Ivan did in this case. And I try and blame on Ivan because Ivan sounded like he really did love her. Right?
So tell us, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who do you think is wrong in this situation? Is it Ivan? Is he just a sucker guy who got caught up in love and was taken advantage of? Or was he wrong to put himself in that situation? Or is Sandra wrong? Is Sandra the person who is wrong this morning? Tell us, 457-9997. Also, WhatsApp us, 457-9997. What were we saying, people? What?
Oh, I can't remember now. I can't remember now.
Listen, in the same breath, shout out to Grabber Finesse, who already...
Man, Grabber, you on the next one.
Took advantage of the situation by releasing a song about the incident. Listen, you can't put your business like that on social media, but you know.
And that's the thing. How do you feel about him putting his business out there like that?
You're right. A lot the other men in the village that Sandra is no good. If that is the case, he's right to put his business out there.
Because sometimes I look back on it and then I wonder, for some persons, was it worth it? Because you know, some persons are laughing at it. Well, others.
I'm some persons.
You're laughing at the situation, but not necessarily him.
Nah, I don't know him. I laugh at the situation or for the situation to be put in.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, Ari, how many men can find themselves in such a similar situation?
One person says Sandra is wrong.
Yeah. I'm in agreement that Sandra is wrong. I don't believe in just taking a man for a ride just to gain what you can gain.
It's easy.
You're messing up people. And the thing of it is that you're not just messing up the relationship that you have with this person. What it is that you're doing is messing up that person's trust with another person. Because yes, Ivan might end up meeting another woman, and he wants to do the same things that he did with Sandra to this new woman. But because he has trust issues, this new woman who has genuine interest for him, she is going to be on the back end of it, or feeling the backlash because he already is coming with his trust issues.
This is why I am in full support of the Drizzle movement, fellas. Do not go after any broke woman. You need to set standards for yourself. You need to go for a woman that if you gave her $500 in her hand today, tomorrow, she can provide you with groceries. Let it be an exchange. Don't just be giving her everything and then, who knows? The guy that you mentioned that you caught her with, he probably didn't give anything at all except love.
And that's the thing. That is another red flag. Men like Ivan out there, is that if you find yourself giving and nothing is being reciprocated, I mean, it might not be reciprocated to the same extent of her giving you back a $500, you know, but Ivan was saying that he would take lunch for her at her workplace, or he would tell her that she doesn't need to cook. And these are the things, when you see a man is making that effort and a woman isn't even trying to meet you at least halfway or whatever, that's also another red flag.
Joshua say he fatten cow for butcher.
Yeah, he unfortunately did, you know. But I legit can't laugh at Ivan in this situation because I feel it for him. He sounded like he was being genuine in terms of his interest towards her, and she took him for granted. And now she probably going to mess up the next relationship Ivan going to have with another woman.
Somebody else says on the live that their ex-husband went to his side chick in Sand Hill and met her with another man. All he did, he told her the second hand.
All he did.
Oh, he took back the second hand bed that he gave. Who? But what I honestly think in situations like this, you know, a lot of guys in life, they don't grow up with that type of attention. So the minute they get the least bit of attention from somebody else, and I think it goes both ways. They tend to just give their all, and most persons don't have much to give besides money and what they deem as of things of value. So then he gave that, and it came back to bite him. Now that is one situation, and I have situations like a guy is taking care of their woman or their girlfriend, and it's beneficial to them. The woman in turn takes care of them. They made them feel loved. They made them feel appreciated. They support them in whatever ventures. This is just a one-off situation.
And that's the thing, because the other side of it is that he was providing for her because he thought that this is what a man is supposed to do.
Exactly.
Right?
And you know, that's what women say man's supposed to do. And look a man do it and watch what happened to him.
Yeah, but you need to realize that it's not the world in full of Sandras.
What the world
is full of is women who have put men in the position that Ivan have been in. So when they meet the good woman, they don't know what to do with this good woman.
How many stories need to surface in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for us men to learn? You need to take your time and know somebody before you go and give in bank. Yeah, and give it doing the groceries and all these things. You need to know the person that you're involved in with. Sorry.
Yeah, and it needs to be reciprocated because yes, I cannot. You know, there's a thing that I picked up with men sometimes, Harry, is that sometimes as men they feel as though they have to provide, right? They have to provide, and that they don't feel as if they're beneficial in a woman's life unless they provide. And because they do that, some women do take it for granted, right? I think sometimes y'all feel as if you are needed and wanted, and this is the way in which you show that you're needed and wanted by volunteering to provide. But the thing of it is that it has to be, again, as I said, it has to be reciprocated. If you bringing me $500 and you tell me to buy groceries and you can't get a plate of food out of that not a red sign to a red flag to you?
Them girls are wicked, them wicked.
Not
them
all
wicked.
girls are
Them
wicked,
girls are
men.
wicked,
Y'all
them
just
wicked, them
need to
wicked. I don't know why
use
them so
common
wicked.
sense
How them so
sometimes.
wicked, but I know them girls are so wicked, Shani.
You just need to use common sense sometimes. That I think that is what it is. You can't be
It
so
ain't
blinded.
always no common sense.
You can't be so
It ain't
blinded by love.
always common sense. It have situations where some people just tricked. Not just, okay, we're looking at Ivan, but let's look at things internationally. There are a lot of situations where people put themselves in. That is why they introduce prenups, where a man think that, okay, I'm in this relationship and getting married to this person obviously loves me, and they take them for every single red cent that they got. It don't always have to be like a regular, just apply common sense. You do not know what impression was being given to this man.
Well, he thought, but that's what I'm saying, Ari. There were signs. There were signs that she did not love him back. She has a house and he can't go by the house. What does that say? You can't be in a relationship with somebody. A man told me this many years ago. A man told me that if a man is living by himself and you cannot go to that house, that is a red flag. And that has stayed with me all the years of my life.
Just Saturday, somebody was telling me, if it is that they're paying somebody's rent, they need to be there 2 times out of the week. They need to shower there. They need to get ready for work. They need to iron. They need to charge their phone. They need to get the value that they're spending for that rent.
Yeah, but it's really unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. And Ivan is not to be made a laughing stock, but Ivan is supposed to be a lesson, I guess, for other men out there. All right?
Somebody said we need to know which Del Flesh. Well, there's a picture circulated on social media as to which Del Flesh, and if you're an avid listener to WEFM, I guess you could come to your own conclusion. Good morning, Del Flesh. Are you having a great one this morning? Somebody asked if they wonder if Sandra went to work this morning. I wonder.
Yeah, but Ivan gave up plenty details and that thing, boy. It's like,
Listen,
wow.
Sandra is a celebrity for this weekend. Sandra is a lot of women hero. Sandra is a lot of men enemy. Sandra will be trending for the rest of this weekend. God.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Y'all don't play with people's hearts, man. Don't do it. This is why we have such a messed up situation, messed up dating scene in. Well, I can't just say in Vinci. I guess it might be worldwide at this point. You know, the good people don't know where to meet the good people because they've been taken advantage of or abused in past relationships. We just have a messed up society where everybody has to be so trusting now because us not so trusting, so guarded because they don't know who to trust.
Somebody say Ivan stay too long. After 1 month, he should have been gone.
Possibly. You see these signs. You had a.
No, let's see. You know what? I'll be devil's advocate. I want to hear Sandra's side of the story. Who knows if Sandra was just receiving the benefits and not giving Ivan any type of play or attention, and he just feel like, okay, if I keep spending money, this woman will keep caring about me, and then now he went and he saw that, and now his heart is broken.
And okay, so I can take that point in that. Was it a case where, let's say, they were romantically involved, or he was doing these things with hopes that they would be romantically involved, right? That is also another question in terms of how do you know as a man how much to put out there or how much to give in an effort to be able to win a woman over.
All right, so we have a call. Good morning, caller, you live.
Hi, Harry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys. There's another dimension to this situation that you guys are not talking about, and it is a dangerous part of it. There are some men who become criminals because of those situations. They love a woman, they treat them the best, Even they deprive themselves to help these women, and then women turn around and do that to them, and they kill them.
You're right.
Yeah, I didn't go into it too deeply at the beginning, but that's what I was alluding to.
No, you're very right. You're very right.
There's a reason why I'm sharing this, because there might be women who is listening to this program and feel like they can do the same thing, but it might become dangerous for them. So if they are listening, they need to take that into consideration, and don't try to deprive a man from what he has, that he gives to them from a loving heart. If somebody is loving, let them remain loving. And don't treat like the sister said. I just can't pronounce her name. If you don't need the man, don't take what he has.
Well, that was the ending message in the video. It's like, if you don't want the man, don't take
he said
his
about
man.
like 6 times in the video.
Don't take what he has.
Yes.
I was in a relationship in the 70s, and then it didn't work out right. I did all that I could, but it did not deter me from my attitude or my loving kindness, because I happened to meet a lady from Kingston who is one of the best women in the world. We have been married now for 33 years. We have 2 children. We actually together for like 35 years, and we're still going.
I love love.
So yeah, it did not change my perspective of women, because that was just one person who did what they did, and did not cause me to feel that all women are the same. All women are the same. So I just wanted to share those, that idea, so that those who listening don't think, well, they can take advantage of every man, because every man is not going to react the same way.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your contribution this morning.
All right. So the thing of it is that, of course, thanks, caller. So the thing of it is that, of course, based on what the caller said, there really is no justification to maybe that's a committing an act of violence towards a woman, right? She did you wrong. Try turn your back and walk away, right? I mean, it might be a lot easier said than done, but try to turn your back and walk away, right? But women, you know what? As a woman too, it's simple things that we do that we need to pay attention. In my instance, if I do not like a guy, if I realize that a guy likes me and I don't like him back the same way, simple communication. If you see, now I tend to respond to people quickly, right? But if you see I taken hours to respond to you, take a hint, right? So there are little things that a woman can do that to not lead a man on. And one of the things is communication, and another thing is not accepting things, because even in simple situations, you might end up with somebody who's trying to stalk you or constantly calling you or constantly badgering you, but what is it that you have done to maybe lead him on into thinking that there is something more that's going to happen? Since sometimes in some little ways, we also as women have to be mindful. But Ivan, I feel it for you. So,
you know me, I just have to get my jokes out before I get to the serious aspect of it all. And that last caller, okay, we have another call. Say that call quickly.
Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hi, Roleza. You wake up as usual, stimulate me as usual. Every time you speak, I can understand why you make certain profound statements. I don't know how much you much experience you have with different men and all of that, but you sound as though you have been out there for a long time, and you understand. I mean, I'm speaking to you as a senior citizen, and when I hear somebody talk into the same kind of talk with relationship, I thought we had this, we had a lot of this already in my time growing up and so on. But some of us don't learn. Some of us can't read and write. We are illiterate when it comes to this kind of relationship, or we make our emotions get the better of us and so on. But I love to hear you speak, and I love to hear you deal with the situation, with these situations. As a woman, you said something yesterday, like for instance, you don't want any children, and that stuck with me. And I asked myself, I wonder why. You sound so beautiful in terms of how you speak about these things and so on. And I would like to ask you the question. You don't like children, or you don't want to go through the birth pains and all of that. Just give me an answer. I know you're an honest woman.
Yeah, well.
And somebody, as a young woman, I love to listen to. All right?
All right, no
I'm
problem.
sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't wrong in your time. I put it that way.
I still want to make a child, Dave. Anyhow, to answer.
All right, take care.
All right.
Take care.
Before
All right.
you answer, the time is 9:40. That's usually the time that we bring our community dateline. Community dateline will be brought to you at 9:45. As we're having such a lively discussion this morning. answer the question.
All right, so Dave, all right, so yes, I did make a declaration yesterday on air. I think I may have said it before, and in my friends know. So I personally don't want children. I have gone through the experience of raising a child, which is my niece, right? And I think that one experience has been enough for me. I think I love children. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love children. You could probably bring your child by me so I could babysit for the day, but I like being able to hand back people the children, right? I just think for me, it's not something that I want to be involved with. Somebody once told me that I sound like I'm being selfish. In that I don't necessarily like to have routines like on the mornings and that sort of thing. I just think it's, for want of a better word, work that has to go in. And it's not just physically taking care of a child, but in order to have a well-adjusted child in society who does not turn out to be an annoyance to other persons. There's a different word I want to use, but I can't use it on radio. You have to be able to put in that work with that child. And it takes a lot of discipline. And in terms of discipline, it has to be constantly reinforced. And I don't know if I have the effort to do all that, the energy to do all of that. So
all right.
That's me.
Well, I just want to slide in one more joke before I get serious with you guys. This is big convent girl behavior. I am pretty sure that Sandra
I tell
went
you,
to
but
St.
you and
Joseph's
this convent girl, you have
All
to
right,
explain
I
to
got
the
it
listeners.
out. I got it out. I say it's a joke. I did give the disclaimer. I slide in one last joke before I get serious. Serious conversation now. And this is for the guys listening. When you enter yourself into a situation like this, where you're offering financial assistance to a woman and you do not know the status of your relationship, or even if you are in a relationship, you need to remember that you can blame anybody around the sun, but the person that you have to look at first is yourself. You put yourself in the situation, whether or not the lady led you on, whether or not it is that you, whatever it is that you perceive to have been the future for you or the present for you, that is your perception and not theirs. You can't put that on them. So when you enter in a situation like this, you really and truly have yourself to blame. If it is that what they did to you was illegal, then you can take it to the police. If it is that it is immoral, remember, you have yourself to blame because you put yourself in that situation. So when you see what has happened, or at least Ivan's account of what happened, you cannot react with physical violence, or you should not react with physical violence. You should not consider murder, anything illegal, damage to property, anything like that.
Assault.
You have to sit, reflect on it, and accept the responsibility that you put yourself in that situation. Now, ladies,
Well, you preach on this morning.
please, as Ivan said, if you know you're not interested in the man, don't take the money. And I know a lot of ladies will say, well, it's up to you. That's his decision to give me that. But then when you get yourself in situations like that, well, now you're embarrassed because the whole country talking about you.
And they know where you're walking.
They know where you're walking.
And this
persons
is your
in the
surname.
communities know who you are. Somebody posted your photo. An alleged niece of Ivan posted your photo and said, why did you do this to my uncle? You cannot be surprised when these things happen. Actions have consequences. You accepted the payment. You accepted all of these, knowing that you had no interest in being in a committed relationship with this man. You have yourself to blame in the situation. Please avoid doing things like this in the future because it's a dangerous game when you're playing with people's emotions. It is a very, very dangerous game. If you're not interested, say you're not interested. If it is that you've made it clear that you're not interested and you're still tempted to take his money, don't, because it is a dangerous game that you're playing. You do not know if everyone is going to react the same way Ivan did and take it to social media, as opposed to introducing violence into the situation. You cannot then be surprised when these things happen. As much as we're condemning it here on WEFM, you cannot be surprised when these things happen because you, as well as the man, put yourself in that situation. So just try to operate with a bit of common sense when you're doing some of these things, and please operate with empathy as well. You would not want somebody doing this to your son. You would not want somebody doing this to your brother. You would have wanted somebody doing this to your father. Please do not do it to other people.
Yeah. Oh, look at you sounding all deep.
All right, so the time is 9:45 this morning, and we have to make way for our community dateline this morning.